We're going to go through a ulnar deviation eccentric stretch. So for this exercise, I'm going to put my thumb into a hook grip position and then wrap my fingers over it. What that will do is that will make it easier to lengthen this particular area that we want to influence. And then if ulnar deviation being this movement here, I want to kind of start somewhat outside of my range. So I could begin somewhat with a bit of radial deviation or somewhat neutral for this. Okay, I'll run through a rep or two to give you a rough idea of how this exercise works. So I like to support my wrist over my leg as so, that way it feels secure and safe. So hook gripping my thumb, wrapping the fingers over, I'm then going to position myself somewhat as so. Hand will then go over, and then from here what I'm thinking about doing is contracting. So I'm resisting my fingers as if I was trying to drive my thumb back open. I'm contracting this whole line of tissue as well, and I keep that tension, and as I'm holding on to that tension I then move the elbow. So if you watch, I'm moving that elbow over my leg, slowly dropping it down over. Okay, and now I'm starting to experience a bit of a stretch sensation, and then I'll start to work through that stretch. So the stretch I'm experiencing is pretty much all across here. I'm pretty much keeping this quite linearly at the moment, but I can explore. So I've got to my end range. After that rep, I'll reset, but I could probably explore by adding maybe a bit of flexion. So I can rotate the wrist over my leg, change the angle at which I'm dropping the elbow, and assess how that feels. Equally, I could also bias this into extension, so I could turn this way, hand over, resist, and then gradually drop the elbow over. So the whole time I'm holding an isometric contraction of keeping tension all around this area as I move the elbow, and I'm just assessing as I lower the elbow, as I'm lengthening these tissues, how things feel, my capacity, and deciding when to stop and then reset. So to recap, thumb hook grip, wrap the fingers over it, secure over your leg, start somewhat away from end range, secure with your hand, and then explore by changing rotation of the wrists, the direction in which you're lowering that elbow in order to change how you're stretching this whole region.